project RAID log video. In this file we have three main sheets. There is the risk log, the action log, and the summary sheet. So the risk log is where we keep most of our data. The risk assumption, issue, and dependency goes in the category here. The ID does need to be completed because it's used in some of the calculations. We have a last modified calculation here, which may not automatically update. If it doesn't, you just need to hit F2 and then press enter, and that will refresh it to today's date because it's being used today. There will always be a count of records. This becomes quite useful when you are doing a lot, when you have a lot of records in here, and then you filter it using these here. It will automatically change. Adding something is very simple. You literally just add to the bottom, don't leave any spaces. We can give the project name anything you like. That's completely free text. You can give it any kind of title that will help you remember it, a description, whatever you think is useful, impact, etc. Who raised it? Let's say somebody else raised it, and let's say who owns it. We're going to say that Bob owns it. So he's the one going to be actioning the issue or dependency itself. We'll say that it was raised today. I'm going to start typing red in here, and then I'm going to press enter, and the box will automatically change. Because I have no due date, the system thinks it's overdue, so this status here at the end is automatic. So I'm going to say my due date is sometime in May. It now says that this is open. If I wanted to close this today, it will tell me that it's closed. So these things are automatic in the status, and the RAG is also automatic, but you can just change that by typing in a new word. Now, if you were filling a lot of information in on here and you wanted to just filter, so you wanted to just see what Bob owned, you could see that there, clear that off. If I just wanted to see which ones were red, I could just filter that there. If I wanted to see which ones were open and red, I can do both filters at the same time. Clear them off with the little X, and we're back to the status that we had. This sheet works on a pivot table. So the best thing that you can do when you've changed data in the risk log is to hit refresh, and it will update. Again, these slices work the same. If I just want to look at dependencies, if I just want to look at assumptions, if I want to look at dependencies and assumptions and maybe issues as well, I can select all of those and clear that off. Again, I can look at just dependencies in one project. I have one red issue here. There we go. And I can clear those filters off. Again, I can just look at some whoever raised, so I can just look at what I've raised, and I can just look what I've raised that is red. So there you go. I know I've got one assumption that I've raised and it's red. So that's relatively self-explanatory. Nothing is locked on here, so if you want to adjust anything at all, colours or how the slices work or anything, you're more than welcome to do so. The action table is for your reference only. It isn't used in calculations. It does have the automations here as explained in the previous sheet, but it doesn't have any, it's not part of the summary tab. This is literally just for the risks, issues, dependencies and assumptions. I hope that's helpful. Thank you very much.